people, look, Sky in the Deep by Adrienne. I love this book. I mean, lately it's like I like to read a lot of books about Vikings, and this one I simply love. Why? I'm going to tell you now. The author has created this world in which we find like two different rival clans, the Aska, from where Eelyn, our main character, comes from, and the Riki, which are the enemies. It's like every 5 years or so they find each other and they fight each other, and it's like all this hatred begets more hatred because they go to fight and there is like someone from the other side kill my brother or kill my son or kill my wife. So they spend 5 years nurturing this hatred because they know they're going to fight each other again. So it's like this never-ending wheel of hatred and fight, and and when we began the book, we are in this immense fight. And one thing I have to say for this book is that all the fights are very intense, are very bloody, are very whoa. One of the things that I don't like is when you have a book about Vikings or about warriors or about pirates or whatever. When you have to describe a fight, a scene, sometimes authors, it's like they don't want to do that. It's like, okay, let's go easily. No, this author describes the fight in all its glory. If there is blood, there is blood. If there is someone who kills someone in cold blood, if there is an axe picking a brain, it appears in the book. And I think in a way it makes it more real. Because if you have strong characters, if you have warriors, if you have people full of hatred, you have to show it in the battles. And she delivers. The author delivers what she promises. There's some fight scenes that are very, very heavy. There is a riot in the book, and I was like, oh my god, what's going on? I was very scared. I was just, the way that the author writes, I was really inside the book and I was really scared. I was like, oh my god, where are they hiding? What's going to happen? So yeah, it's very intense. Going back to the beginning, we find Eelyn fighting with her colleague in arms, to call it in some way, and she's about to die. She's in front of another warrior and she knows she's going to die, and then suddenly she sees someone and she's like, what? Because she says Edie, it's her brother. He's been dead for 5 years. So yeah, you can imagine. When Edie somehow appears, she got despair and she saves her life. So when she goes back to her people and says, hey, I saw him, they think that it was like his soul that came to save her. And she's like, okay, I think he was real, but yeah, what you're saying, it makes more sense because we saw him die. So yeah, he cannot be here alive. But in the next battle they fight, she sees him again, and this time she follows him and she discovers that he's alive, and that he's living now with the Riki. And she doesn't want to believe, she doesn't understand why her brother has done that, because they live by honor. They honor their gods, they honor their people, and the fact that her brother has changed everything and has left her clan, the Aska, and has gone over to the other clan, to the Riki. She cannot understand that. I mean, surely they're evil, they're wrong, And the thing I love about this book a lot is that it helps you see that sometimes in this book you have these two clans and they hate each other. But why they hate each other? They like the same at the core. They are the same people. They believe in more or less the same things, and they fight more or less for the same things, and they care for their families. And I love that this book forces you to see, to go to the other side and understand how the other people live or think or feel. I love that it shows you that maybe we are not that different, and maybe we have the same fears, that maybe we have the same hopes and dreams. I love that. I love that this main character Eelyn has to confront herself and has to begin looking the world anew, to begin seeing where she is, and she begins to discover that the Riki are not savages, that the Riki are indeed similar to them, to the Aska, and I love how she begins questioning everything that she has known for real. until that moment where she is. And I love that it doesn't come easy, like, okay, yeah, I believe it now. No, I like that she has to go through this process, and she has to observe, and she has to begin feeling and seeing that maybe things are not black and white, that maybe, there's something more to the stories being told. I also love how all these characters interact with each other. There is Edie, her brother, is now living with the Riki family, and all these characters are going to interact with her. And there's Fiske, which is he's a Riki warrior, and there's going to be this relationship between them. And I love how the relationship grows and evolves, and I love how they began to see each other anew. I mean, they have been looking at each other, but they like feeling like hatred because they are the enemies. And I love how they began to see each other for what they are, without thinking about clans or thinking about fights. I love how the story between them, it's not an insta love in which they see each other and they, no. I love how they have to fight even themselves to accept what's going on there. I really, really think that this is a good book because it makes you put yourself in another person's shoes and understand their fears and see that we are more similar than maybe we allow us to see each other. I really recommend this book to you if you like books by strong female characters, if you like books that makes you think about, as I say, seeing from the other side how things are, or questioning the ways in which we are raised, or what we believe in, you know, to try and mend the gap between people and different ways of belief and all of that. And also, if you love books about relationships and about growth, I think that you're going to like this one. All the characters' growth in this book, you feel very closely to Eelyn. You understand her inner journey. You understand her hatred when she sees her brother and she thinks that she's a traitor, and you understand how she feels, and you walk in her shoes and began to see the world like questioning things, as I said. And I like how she grows as a person, how she finds a wider spectrum than the one she had at the beginning of the book. And all the characters are like real people that grow and learn and evolve, and I love this kind of books. And also the narrative is very, very good. I love how it moves through fights to moments in relationships between people, mothers, sons, lovers. I love the way she describes all these things, and I think it's an amazing read. If you haven't done it yet, check it out because I think it's very worth it. Okay, thank you, bye.